Christmas journeys. We would tempt the fate of winter and lure of the night as my older brother and I would crawl into the old 1948 Plymouth that we called Molly, begin our journey forth on the night of Christmas Eve with our father at the helm. Our destination was to be two country churches, each of which would hold Christmas Eve services, the first at 9 p.m. and the other at 11 p.m., the latter being a time of night I had only seen in the movies. It had a special feeling all its own. That was one of the reasons that my brother and I chose to escort my father on this night of nights, when most children my age would be fast asleep in a warm bed, having already been tucked in for the night of endless dreams and anticipation of Christmas morning to come. We would pull into a freshly plowed gravel parking lot of a small country church to a pre-designated spot, posted with a small white metal sign marked Pastor. The sound of the crisp snow breaking under the weight of the car bore witness that no one had trespassed on the sanctity that was reserved and intended only for my father. The doors swung open, and the chill of a Midwestern winter removed the shallow grasp that the night was beginning to take. The clarity that the fresh air provided would last only until we reached the comfort and the warmth of the church within. The inside of the church had been transformed into a different world, a world full of Christmas and a world rich with memories. The air was pungent with the aroma of so many fragrances of Christmas. The scent of pine needles filled the church as a 50-foot, or so it seemed, tree towered just to the right of the pulpit. It had been so carefully adorned with handmade decorations from the Sunday school children, and under the tree were overflowed a grand display of presents and candy. This was not some Madison Avenue Christmas present display built to impress the onlookers. No, these were Christmas presents bought with care, wrapped with love and given with the joy of Christmas to the children of the congregation. Through the aroma of pine came the scent of casseroles and lefse emanating from the basement as the church wives prepared a post-service feast that was definitely a must-attend for two young gentlemen in the Christmas spirit. The church was dimly lit. The tree illumined the church, and whatever other light was required was supplied by the glow of those sharing in the special evening that we were about to partake in. My brother and I made all the obligatory good evenings. We were far from being social butterflies, but being the sons of the parish pastor had certain responsibilities that we refused to take lightly. We scanned the crowd and took our places. The pews were hard and the hymnals worn red. The bulletin was printed with colorful pictures of poinsettias or trees or something with a festive tone. I was far more interested in the content of the bulletin, for a bulletin could be read and timed like a fine Swiss watch. As far as I was concerned, I was looking for the meat of the program, the sermon. The rest was just filler. I could, in most instances, time to the minute how long the procession, the hymns, and the children's choirs would take to complete. Then it came. The end of the hymn that preceded the sermon. As the congregation was finishing off the last verse, he rose and made his way to the pulpit, bathed in the light of the towering Christmas tree. His presence was grand. His silver hair and white robe exuded a glow in itself. The moment he spoke, the church was his. Even the children ceased in their fidgeting. I would sit as minutes became seconds and listen intently as he spoke. Glimpses of his childhood and youth would color the themes of the day. Somehow I felt special. I was hearing stories of the past that I had not heard before. I was sharing them for the first time with the rest of the people in the room. It made little difference that indeed he was my father. The words reached my ears at the same time as others received them, but to me, they were far more than colorful stories of his youth. They were colors that filled in the watercolor that only he could paint. I would keep my gaze on his as he scanned many but saw only one. It was a special touch he possessed, a charisma that few have. The ability to take the word and make it flesh. To all that heard him, it became more than just passages, but examples out of his life that touched theirs. It is a gift that is given, and a gift that is received and shared. But of course, to a little boy surrounded by the joys of Christmas, it was much simpler than that. He was my father, and this was Christmas. and all was as it should be. So be it.